I've been asking the Greek and the coach what's going to happen. I should have been asking Jane. She was the only smart one of this group last night because she went over to talk to Roger Staubach.
Well, you all partied.
Well, I'll tell you, as George has already said, Roger Staubach is one of the premier quarterbacks in the NFL, and Jane talked to him about today's game.
Changed since they lost to the Redskins in October.
You have to go into a game with a chip on your shoulder to a degree. I don't care which team it is, against the other team. And as world champions, everybody had it for us. But I don't think we had it like we have in the past. And now that we've been beaten a few times, it's starting to develop. And I hope it's not too late. We're in the middle of it now, and we've got some great games ahead of us. And I'm looking forward to a good season after a slow start.
Why is it that the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys are such bitter enemies? When they meet, it's like a Super Bowl game. It's that important to each team.
As far as since I've been with Dallas, it goes back to the '71 season where it really started. We had lost to Baltimore in the Super Bowl the year before, and some of our management were talking about we had a team of the future, a dynasty. And then we played Washington and George Allen's first game here. It was in the Cotton Bowl, and they beat us. And, man, they went back to the locker room, and they started saying, well, Dallas has got a dynasty, huh? That's a bunch of baloney. And then the word started. And that year, it was Washington's first year under Allen. They had a great team. And we battled them down to the wire, and we finally beat them out. We went on to play Miami in the Super Bowl. But that developed. The verbal abuse started back and forth. And then in the following year, we played them in the playoffs up there in Washington. They beat us pretty good, and since then we've gone back and forth. And it's just because of that first game in '71 where they had to beat us and we had to beat them to get into the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. And when that happens, and then a few verbal things back and forth, it gets heated.
All right, Detroit has beaten Denver this afternoon by a score of 17-14. Jane, you were with the quarterback. Make a prediction for me, Washington, Dallas.
Well, you know, when I first started with you, I told you that if it ever came to Washington-Dallas, I wouldn't know what to go for. But Dallas, I pick 21-17.
21-17, Dallas. Serve?
I like it 21 points. I'm lousy at this. I'll take Dallas 21-10.
21-10, Dallas. Coach Allen.
Redskins 17, Dallas 14.
17.
Coach Allen, why don't you stick to coaching and let me do the analysis to these games? Dallas is 24-16.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, we've run out of time, folks. Sorry, I can't make a prediction again with you.
No, you're not going to get away with that.
For the Greek and Irv, Jane,
Wait a minute.
have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm Glenn Musburger.
A matchup between the Washington Redskins and those Dallas Cowboys. Joe Theismann will be the Washington quarterback. He has reclaimed that job from Billy Kilmer, and Roger Staubach will lead the Cowboys. Absolutely perfect weather on this Thanksgiving Day. You look at the Cowboys.
The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Schlitz. Beer makes it good. Schlitz makes it great. Firestone, makers of the new steel-belted Radio 721. Ask a friend about Firestone. And by Polaroid, inventors of instant pictures, and now instant movies.
Happy Thanksgiving. As you look at the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, as we said, happy Thanksgiving. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. What do you think? The atmosphere is electric. You can tell that.
I'm sorry about the whole nation, but if everybody doesn't have butterflies right now, they should have. This is a great rivalry, and I'm thinking about the line of scrimmage, and I think Dallas will own the line of scrimmage both offensively and defensively, and Theismann's got to get John Riggins running some, or he can't even throw it every play, which we've said he may have to do.
He may have to, indeed. When these two teams play, there is no atmosphere like it. Not
How
anywhere.
about Newhouse being hurt? Do you think Laidlaw can fill in there on offense for Dallas?
I think actually they don't suffer too much. That's not to say anything disparaging about Newhouse, but Laidlaw, I think, is perhaps a better pass receiver. Let's get out of the action. The Dallas Cowboys have won the toss. They'll receive Mark Mosley's kickoff. Detroit beat Denver, as I'm sure you know, 17-14. This match between the Cowboys 8-4 and the Redskins 8-4. And Butch Johnson receives the kickoff back close to his own end zone. Slips at about the 18. Terry Anderson made the tackle. Let's look at the offense for Dallas.
The offensive line is playing extremely well. Donovan, Scott, Fitzgerald forever at center. Rafferty and Rayfield Wright, big cats playing right tackle pretty well.
Those are the receivers, Tony Hill and Drew Pearson, rather, the wide receivers.
Look out for Tony Hill today. He may break out. He's been sort of stopped occasionally the last couple of games.
Billy Joe Dupree is the tight end. Those are the backs. Staubach, the trigger man. First down, Dallas at their own 19-yard line. Scott Laidlaw and Tony Dorsett, the running back. And this is Dorsett. Dave Butts will set the rest of that Washington defense for you. Here's the front four.
And Lorch is playing super. He's replaced McDole at left end, Big Butts. Brooks is really in his first start there as Dyron Talbot's back in the hospital. And Coy Bacon, he's leveled off and playing right end a little bit.
The Redskin linebackers are active. Brad Dusek and Chris Hamburger on the outside. Harold McClinton, number 53, in the middle. And there's their secondary.
And that secondary's hitting in that first Monday night game probably beat the Cowboys. They really could hit.
Dorsett got about a yard on first down, so we'll make it 2nd and 9. Tony Hill. And he was inbound, just shy of a first down. A good throw from Roger. Joe Lavender knocked him out.
Catch number 33, but watch the way Roger Staubach throws this. This is the way he's been throwing about the last month, and I mean on target, a smooth, tight spiral, and Hill might be the best third-round draft choice to come in this league in a long time.
Third-round draft choice from Stanford. The other wide receiver, of course, is Drew Pearson, who was not a draft choice, a walk-on.
Actually, John Nyland went to Philadelphia, and that's how Dallas got that draft choice for Tony Hill. Not bad.
3rd and 1, not bad at all. Scott Laidlaw shifts back into that fullback spot, replacing Newhouse, and Laidlaw will get the carry and get the Dallas first down. Gerard Williams, the blocking up front by Scott and Donovan. Very good.
We saw the young guy from Stanford a little bit against Green Bay and Milwaukee because the team was ahead, but to be the starter for the first time since back in '76, that's some responsibility.
Got to give John Fitzgerald, the center, too, a lot of credit for a good controlling block on middle linebacker Harold McClinton.
Let's see how big those splits are by the Dallas offensive line. See if they're trying to get some room.
1st and 10 at their own 36. Cowboys operate with Pearson in motion, and now everybody else is in motion. Like Rafferty might have moved. Burton Lawless, the shuttle guard, might have moved.
Looked like his right ankle sort of made the stutter step, huh? Of course, the early turnovers is really the reason Dallas had so many problems this season. They fumble 16 times, and when they do it early, sometimes Roger had to wait to get the offense on the field.
False start, number 66, offense, still first down.
It was Burton Lawless that moved. That was the voice of Dick Jorgensen, the referee. The umpire is John Keck. Dave Hawk is the head linesman. Line judge is Dick Hantack. The back judge, Liguri Haggerty. Side judge, Royal Cathcart. And the field judge is Dick Golak. So it'll be 1st and 15, Dallas. Dorsett goes down, and so does one of the officials' handkerchief. In the grasp of Dave Butts was Tony Dorsett.
They're going to call Kenny Houston for unbuckling the head strap on Dorsett as he went by. Again, it's not an intentional foul. It's just one that the official feels they must call to protect people. Watch to the left of your screen. You'll see 27 show early. He's an all-pro, and he's super at playing off people and tried to make an equipment change on Dorsett.
Didn't mean to.
All fair in love and war, right?
That really doesn't matter.
27, defense, first down.
It is an automatic first down, Dallas, as you look at Tom Landry. Jackie Smith and Billy Joe Dupree both in the Cowboy offense at the moment. First down, Cowboys line of scrimmage their own 39. No score. Dallas and Washington at Texas Stadium. Dorsett. 2 or 3, not much more than that.
Like Perry Brooks is playing a sliding defensive tackle in there a little bit. Obviously, with Dyron, they can do more stunning. But I'll tell you, this secondary and the linebackers on the Redskins will make you pay. They are very tough and they're aggressive. They attack on defense.
The score in the first game between these two teams this year was 9-5. There is Brooks, of whom Tom Brookshire was just speaking.
First big start for him.
Second and 7 situation right here. Drew. Oh. Gerard Williams almost got a hand on that one and perhaps was close to an interception.
Close to getting beat up the sidelines, too. A short out. If you want to intercept that one, good luck. You won't be in the league very long. A great play by Pearson to make the catch. And you're right, number 45 had a pretty good shot at it.
Another good throw by Roger.
And right on.
First down, Dallas, the line of scrimmage, their own 49. No score. Mike Ditka strolls around behind Tom Landry. Dorsett and Laidlaw the setback. Tony D with no place to go. Finally ran into one of his own men before the Washington defense converged.
Pretty good play by Coy Bacon on the outside. Some people have thought you could run inside the defensive right end, but you try to get outside. He makes the quick move. Came over from Cincinnati, and I tell you, for about 7 or 8 games, played about as well as you can play defensive end, but he sort of leveled off a little bit.
They all have.
Intensity's hard to keep over 16 rough ones, you know?
Yeah. Those 2 extra regular season games make a big difference, not only injury-wise, but mentally.
We're tired, too.
Yeah.
Roger Staubach. Pitch back to Dorsett. This time some room. Ken Houston made the tackle on Tony Dorsett.
And the ball showed up late, but the ball came loose.
From the overhead camera, watch that play develop.
This is from the eye. Nothing fancy about this. You've been seeing this if you've been watching football for about 45 years. But watch the ball almost be fumbled by Dorsett. He's got 9 coming in. Hello there.
It'll be third down now for the Cowboys. Preston Pearson and Tony Dorsett as Roger Staubach operates this time from the shotgun formation. Comes out of it and out of it and has the Dallas first down. Carl Lorch finally brought him down from behind, but Roger Staubach in Redskin territory.
Roger has over a 5-yard rushing average, but I don't think this is the way you expect your quarterback to make a third down conversion. Everybody covered. This time I think he really decoys it. He's not going to throw it now. Now he just fakes it one more time to get Houston off his neck. Good run.
Good athlete. Still, the age of 36.
Makes us feel good, doesn't he?
Sure does. Laidlaw back in place of Pearson now, and Jackie Smith goes in motion. Laidlaw. Close to another Dallas first down. Jake Scott had to make the tackle.
Great block by Tony Dorsett on the outside, number 33. And Donovan has just been out of sight. Watch to the right of your screen now. And you'll watch 33 lead the fullback through. He gets on Houston, who is a rough customer. Watch this. Watch him stay with this block. And then Houston throws him out of the ballpark. It's a good effort by Dorsett and a heck of a one by Laidlaw.
Good block by Herbert Scott as well. First down, Dallas at the Redskin 22. 9:45 left to play. First quarter. Dorsett in the grasp of Brad Dusek, but more. Good yard.
He does make that little wrinkle right in the line, doesn't he?
Richie Pettibone, that's Jack Pardee in the white shirt. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is prohibited.
Well, I'll tell you, number 33 made a little move right at the line of scrimmage, and Coy Bacon barely touched him.
That little skip and change of direction he has is most deceiving. Dorsett is deep, and he will get the pitch. To about the 15 before Brad Dusek and Harold McClinton converge.
Dusek is playing a lot of left linebacker, number 59. He's from Temple, Texas. I have a feeling he's got some people here with different feelings about how the game should turn out.
Don Harris goes in place of Harold McClinton now on third down. Burton Lawless brings into play from Tom Landry for Staubach.
How do you play defense against this one?
Loose and tight at the same time.
Very careful, you're right.
Straight back. Tony Hill had his hand on it, and we will see Rafael Septien. Joe Lavender, number 20 for the Redskins on the cover.
The Bird is out of San Diego State, where he was a basketball player, and at 6'4", he really can play the corner about as well as anybody when he's on. That was a great play he just made on Hill.
He wears no thigh pads, no hip pads.
Helmet and shoulders, and that's it?
Helmet, shoulders, and knee pads.
The NFL rules should hear about it.
Now they have. From 33 yards out, Rafael Septien with Charlie Waters holding. There's no scores yet. 8:11 left to play first quarter. And now there is a line drive field goal from Rafael Septien. So Dallas breaks on top with 8 minutes, 8 seconds left to play first quarter. Dallas leads Washington 3-0. 33-yard field goal by Rafael Septien, and that's the Dallas scoring drive. Septien about set to kick off now.
That was a big marker for the Dallas Cowboys to score on their first shot at it.
Tony Green is deep. It will not be Green. Ike Forte streaks down the far sideline and is shoved out of bounds by Rafael Septien. Dallas 3. The Redskins, nothing. And Septien is really upset about something, and a flag goes down on the far side of the field. What's he mad about?
I don't know. He's been doing a lot of commercials around town. I can't believe he's upset about anything.
Raphael shoved Ike Forte out of bounds. And then something else must have occurred.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 30. Offense.
That is Ike Forte.
Is a stiff arm against the rules? I don't know.
Out of bounds? I understand that.
I figure a ball carrier's got to protect himself, and he was almost in the Dallas bench.
All right, let's look at the Redskin offense.
Hermeling, Saul, Kazeel, Nugent, and young Harlan's first start, and he will block Too Tall Jones.
Those are the receivers, McDaniels and Bugs Wide, and ex-Cowboy Gene Fugit, the tight end. Joe Theismann starts at quarterback. Mike Thomas and Big John Riggins, the running backs. This is a fake to Riggins, and the effort just barely overthrown, intended for John McDaniel. Theismann took a shot.
McDaniels had 100 yards worth of catches last week against St. Louis, and I think he had Benny Barnes by about a step. Barnes, of course, coming off that bad ankle. Good call on the first play. It looks like number 7's going to air it out, huh?
That was the information we had as you look at now the defense for Dallas.
Jones, Pugh, White, and Harvey Martin, who is still working on a sort of a bad wheel. He's about 90%, which is all right.
Hollywood Henderson, Bob Bruning at the middle, and D.D. Lewis, the other outside linebacker. Benny Barnes, Aaron Kyle in the corners, and the all-pro tandem of Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris, the safety men. Second and 10 Redskins. Theismann throws and overthrows. They intended for Mike Thomas, so it'll be third down, and they still need 10.
A very tentative toss that time to almost nobody in particular. Can't blame him. Looks like Too Tall's getting a lot of penetration already.
Line of scrimmage for the Redskins, and Joe Theismann is their own 15. Dallas leads it 3-0. Theismann off to a great start. Had a little slump toward the middle of the year, was replaced by Billy Kilmer, but has come back to start.
He's kept the interceptions down. He's got 13, but this is a tough team to throw against in your own territory.
They got the extra defensive back in now, the person with Randy Hughes. Too Tall is after Theismann. He won't get him. Theismann is near a first down, but not quite. Wrapped up finally by Benny Barnes.
If he'd had a rearview mirror that time, he might have quit the league, because you're right. 72 was bearing down.
Jack Pardee out to greet his quarterback. Mike Bragg, the Redskin punter. Butch Johnson deep for Dallas.
Last time this fella had one blocked was against this Dallas ball club. That was 344 punts ago.
That was by Charlie Waters. Dallas backing off now. They're going to try to set up a return. They're not trying to block it. A high kick from Mike Bragg, and Butch Johnson will not signal for a fair catch. And the Redskins are there in a hurry. But Dallas will take it over at their own 38-yard line. A 33-yard field goal by Raphael Septien, the only point so far. We have 7:17 left first quarter. Dallas leads it by that score. That well turned out, very astute looking gentleman, of course, is Dallas Cowboy head coach Tom Landry.
Washington defense has really got a series right now. They must play well. Dallas can't go down and get on the board in this drive, or it could be really a long one.
Tony Hill out wide to the right and Drew Pearson left. Tony Hill got it.
Roger Staubach brought Drew Pearson across under and got those safety men out so that Gerald Williams had man-to-man coverage. Now watch Hill. The coverage is all right, the pass is super, and the catch is really typically Tony Hill. He just out-jumped him for it.
Just good athletic ability. Gerard Williams is the man in the scramble with him, but he got the single coverage. That was a 49-yard pass completion from Roger Staubach to Tony Hill.
You know how good that tackle was?
You said the pass was right there, the catch, and the talent that had all the ingredients. First down, Dallas. The Redskins 13, they'll operate from there. Straight ahead is Dorsett. 2 or 3. Harold McClinton, the middle linebacker, led the Redskin defensive charge. There's a little altercation, or near altercation, after almost every play.
That time, looked like Dorsett might have stumbled over his own blocker or something because he was suddenly he went under the carpet.
Jack Pardee. Dallas has the football right at the 10-yard line. First quarter action. Cowboys already lead it 3-0. Laidlaw near the 5. Harold McClinton and Kenny Houston again involved in the stop.
Sort of a misdirection play by the offensive line. They looked like they were going to the right side and ran off the skinny block down the weak side.
Skinny block?
Well, it's not as firm. Playing some pressure. That's a good defensive line, and Butts probably took the flow to his side, and Perry's all by himself.
Dave Butts goes about 285 pounds.
I thought we might see them in a 3 a little bit today, you know, considering that Dyron Talbot's not playing.
With Butts in front of the center. Third down. At the Redskins 5, it is Dorsett. Dorsett is close to a first down. Maybe not, but close.
Great play by Kenny Houston, number 27. He's 6'3", a safety man, about 190 pounds, but watch 27 come up and start playing people off. There's Dusek trying to get the guard out of the way. Here's 27. Manages to stay on his feet and stop most of that forward motion.
That was Burton Lawless out in front of Dorsett, and he did a good job. You come back live now. Raphael Septien is in the game. They're going to try for 3.
Trying to go wide with perhaps the best outside runner in football. I'll tell you one thing. The Redskins are tough, especially inside the 10.
Dorsett got it just across the 5. Charlie Waters now kneeling at the 11-yard line, so this will be a 21-yard field goal attempt by Raphael Septien. He hit one from 33 earlier.
He's 5 for 5 from this distance.
Split it. It is now Dallas 6 and Washington nothing with 4 minutes and 35 seconds left to play in quarter number 1 at Texas Stadium. Raphael Septien will kick off. Tony Green The explosive one is in the middle for Washington. He'll have a chance with this one. Septian chases it back in the end zone, and Tony Green comes out. 2 flags are down on the far side of the field as Aaron Kyle made the tackle on Tony Green, and again they shove and push a little bit.
Boy, I'll tell you, does he scare you, huh?
Dangerous man.
It's the first time I've seen Dallas go down and just sort of make sure he doesn't break it all the way. They allowed him to have a lot on the run back just to make sure he didn't break it.
A preliminary call is clipping against the Redskins, and they'll bring it back closer to the Dallas goal line. It is Dallas 6, Washington nothing.
We've had so many clips on kickoffs this year, they may have to outlaw the kickoffs.
Almost every one, it seems like. Here it is.
Personal foul, clipping, number 50 on the return, first down.
That is our friend
Pete Wysocki. And he really didn't get a good shot at him.
Larry Brinson, who does a whale of a job on special teams, was the clippee. First and 10, and Washington spreads it out. Theismann gives Riggin. And Big John bangs out, fumbles. Benny Barnes picks it up. Barnes to the 10. Benny Barnes will have it for Dallas inside the 10. And the Cowboys threaten to break it wide open.
And that's only the 8th fumble that the Cowboys have recovered of the opposition. This is a big turnover early for a team you can't give the ball back to. Looked like Riggins just moved the right arm a little bit on the drive. He was trying to get rid of his tackler.
The hit by Bob Brunig and Randy White, I believe, caused it.
Good block by Nugent on the outside. Gets one of the big, good running backs around. I'm telling you, I think it was Randy White that caused it, number 54.
That's Benny Barnes, of course, who picked it up, number 31. It'll be first and goal, Dallas, at the Redskins 6. These teams tied for the lead in the NFC East with 8-4 records. Somebody's going to come out of here in second place. First and goal, Dallas. 4:13 left to play first quarter. Big hole on that left side. Jake Scott and Ken Houston made the tackle.
Staubach is so cool, though. He waited and waited and waited for McClinton to get in and out of that hole and then ran right at him. Flag on that play?
Yeah. Against the Redskins. Maybe it was McClinton.
The only thing about juking and not getting back out of there, you're not in much position to take a block.
Referee Dick Jorgensen will tell us in just a second who it was. Clinton is number 53, by the way, remember.
You know, you're right. These two teams are pointing a lot of fingers at one another, aren't they?
Encroachment, defense, still first down.
They didn't tell us who it was. Our old friend encroachment.
The whole defensive line, perhaps.
What did he say last week in Denver? He gave us a number, and he said, and several others. It's first down, Dallas. At the 3. First and goal. Laidlaw. 2 back to 1.
They're running straight ahead at number 69, Perry Brooks. First big start against the Super Bowl champions. Not really fair, is it? You're right on the line of scrimmage.
Oh, what a shot that is.
Laidlaw over the top and pretty close down in there.
Laidlaw got to about a foot short of the goal line. Oh, Lord. There's the first man to hit him. What a quick catch. Staubach is knocked back. He caught nobody by surprise.
Dave Butts and Perry Brooks really straightened up the offensive center, and Staubach in particular, huh? Roger can't believe that. You can lose yardage on a quarterback sneak.
He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but certainly no more than that. He lost a little bit, I think.
Okay, folks, you won't see this in the Hall of Fame, but pretty tough football play and a great defensive play. Brooks is under there, number 69. He's the one that stopped the flow.
So it's third and about a foot. Laidlaw had a crack, so did Staubach. So it should be Dorsett's time now. Laidlaw. He's in.
First touchdown rushing for Scott Laidlaw this year. He's only carried it about 28 times. The fullback. This is not Newhouse. This is Scott Laidlaw. They're filling in pretty well.
Good back. Waters holding in the edge of the sunlight. Raphael Septien to try to make it 13-0 Dallas. 3:01 left to play first quarter at Texas Stadium. Septien lines it again. Cowboys, at least in the first quarter, pretty much have things their own way. They lead 13-0 with 3:01 left to play first quarter. No flags on this one. The Redskins will start this offensive series from their own 25.
It's the best offensive quarter of the entire season for the Dallas Cowboys.
CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific, presents the LA Times 500 and the world's strongest men competition. What are they doing?
I think Cale Yarborough's in that LA 500, right?
He is. The strongest men event is the wrist roll. That's on the CBS Sports Spectacular next week.
They were lifting cheerleaders last week. I watched that show.
I didn't see who won.
I didn't care.
Brigham. They might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. There is another official's handkerchief on the field. Bob Brunig and Charlie Waters on the tackle.
Can you imagine that the Dallas Personnel Department under Gil Brandt got Hollywood Henderson, Randy White, and Brunig in the same draft?
How about that story we were reading about when they began to scout Billy Joe Dupree?
What was he, like a sophomore or junior in high school?
Junior in high school.
And watched him all the way through.
And then, of course, he was...
Number 64, offense, still first down.
Before on the offense is Ron Saul.
Room service.
There's a lot to cheer about at the moment. Ed Jones. What a truck. Too tall. Smothered Mike Thomas.
Well, Jim Harlan, number 68 to the right of your screen, tries to do his job. And Too Tall takes the inside and almost runs somebody out of this league. He's just too big to be able to do that to you.
This is the first time the Cowboys have scored more than 7 points in the first quarter this year. 13-0 it is.
And there's still 2 minutes left.
Redskin ball at their own 20. At their 16, I beg your pardon. They need 20. Chased by Randy White. Joe Theismann goes down in his grasp, and Ed Jones was there to help.
That's the 11th sack by the former Maryland All-American, Randy White. You talk about the incredible bulk. That's what I'd have to call 54. Watching to the left of your screen. Nugent puts a pretty good block on him. He just walked right through it. And he's as fast as Theismann. That's the most frightening stat.
Here comes the other guy. An incredible bulk himself, Ed Jones.
Another angle of the same awful story, huh? How can a quarterback throw under 575 pounds?
Yeah. 3rd and 31. Dallas leads at 13-0. Riggins breaks to the outside, gets a few, 5 or 6, not nearly enough for a first down. Benny Barnes and Aaron Kyle stop him. Listen to the hand for the defense.
A standing ovation. People are standing for the defense.
So far, knock out the Redskins has been applied mostly to Joe Theismann. Mike Bragg will stand back in his own end zone. Butch Johnson deep for Dallas. The center for the Redskins is Ted Prush. Dallas defense backs away as the Redskins take a long time. They're going to try to set up a return. A fine kick by Bragg. Nice tight spiral. Butch cannot get back to midfield. Good coverage by Washington. That's been their trademark for years.
Looks like Dallas may have gotten a penalty, too, trying to protect Butch Johnson. They could have clipped. Well, those Redskins can cover punts, can't they?
Pete Wysocki was the man down.
And that's got to be effort, you know it? That is just going down and getting it done.
Dick Jorgensen says it is going to be clipping. And they'll move the Cowboys back. We have 27 seconds left to play in the first quarter now.
Personal foul, clipping number 32 on the return.
Dennis Thurman is 32. Jack Pardee wore number 32 when he played.
Boy, did he play well. Texas Aggie man, too, wasn't it?
Right, under Bear Bryant.
Came out of a six-man football league somewhere down in Texas.
Cotton Bowl game here in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl. With Notre Dame against the winner of the Southwest Conference, which right now looks like it's going to be Houston. They have 2 games left yet. Here is Scott Laidlaw breaking into the Washington Square, and great Laidlaw. Joe Lavender caught him.
Not a bad way to start your first game in 2 years, is it? Out of Stanford. Out of his mind is what he is. And watch the block by B.J. Dupre. Watch the tight end's block now. To the left of the screen, watch 89's block. He takes Lurch all the way out of your picture. And the hole was about 5 backs wide.
57-yard run by Scott Laidlaw. By far.
Here comes the bird.
Robert Newhouse with a broken bone in his Texas Stadium. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. So far, it's been a happy Thanksgiving for the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks to Sam Huff to bring us that turkey.
It's a good-looking bird, I'll tell you that.
Roger Staubach going deep, but Drew Pearson, he's wide open. Got it. Joe Lavender was the Washington defender, but Drew Pearson, 53-yard touchdown pass from Staubach to Pearson.
The Redskins blitzed Hamburger, number 55, the strong side linebacker. He got a late start, and as soon as Rodgers saw that there was going to be single coverage, the ball was on the way. Watch the left part of your screen. 55 will come, Hamburger, and then get a late start, and now it's one-on-one. That's the 3rd touchdown catch for number 88.
What a throw, huh?
Beautiful throw, right on.
Drew Pearson, a walk-on from Tulsa, who was a quarterback in college for most of his career.
South River, New Jersey, right? New Brunswick in that area. He's got a lot of fans still back there.
Raphael Septien makes it Dallas 20. The Redskins nothing. This could be a long day for Jack Pardee's Redskins. A short one for those folks. 20-0. Mike Thomas and John Riggins are the running backs behind Joe Theismann, and he drops the pass, and the referee drops the flag. Caught by McDaniel.
Thomas left early.
I think he was in motion.
He was running a swing pattern and just beat it by about half a second.
They'll bring it back. That would have been the Redskins' first down.
When you're down 20-0, you start pressuring yourself. It's an individual thing. Now you've got to cool it and say, hey, we only play well if we're sort of relaxed and ready, not tense.
Really, at this point in the season, obviously you have to start thinking about the playoff possibilities. If the Cowboys win, they would be 9-4 in the same.
Illegal motion, number 22, offense, still first down.
Of course, applies to the Redskins. Their record going in was 8-4.
Redskins are really hurt, and they were a little thin to start with, Patrick. Party's got a real problem going down the stretch.
They started off like champions, but the machine is sputtered as Tyson dropped. Is chased, and it's overthrown, intended for Mike Thomas. Bob Brunig on the coverage. Mike Thomas.
Guess who's in the booth with us right now? Richard Petty.
Hey, Rich.
Is he
Good
getting the
to see
mic
you.
ready for us? You can use part of this. All right, okay.
I see the camera. Richard's here with us.
What do you got coming up?
Big thing coming up, I think, for everybody.
Okay, it's great to have you here. You love this football, huh?
Thomas slips down and is overpowered from the other side by Harvey Martin. No place to go for Mike Thomas.
Harvey Martin, number 79. Remember the MVP for the Super Bowl? Watch the right of your screen. Right now, he's a runaway. Nugent turns back on Randy White. Thomas makes the mistake of getting back up, and there's 79.
Didn't stay back up very long.
He's had the bad wheel all year, but it looks like his knee might be feeling better.
Nothing like winning to improve the health. Bison drops into his own end zone. Throws down the middle. And the flag goes down. The early hit by Mike Thomas on Mike Thomas.
Thomas didn't know the flag had been dropped, and he was arguing for the interference, and I think Harris went right through the numbers, and the flag should have been dropped. Remember, with the no bump rule, these Dallas safety men have had to almost learn how to play a new game. Into the end zone. Here's the throw, and watch 43 go through a little early. A year ago, that would have been allowable, almost.
That'll be a Redskin first down as a result of a penalty, and that's the first one. Cliff Harris made the hit. Washington has it at their own 16. 7:17 left to play first half. Theismann comes out with it and skips down close to another Redskins first down. And now a flag goes down. Benny Barnes made the tackle, the first contact.
Cliff Harris may be the one they're going to get first.
I think so.
For drilling and spiking. Remember, this is the quarterback that's running with the football. He tried to get down, and Harris was already in hot pursuit.
Walk off against Dallas.
Personal foul, late hit, 43, defense, first down.
Boy, Harris is 2 for 2. The semi-roll left, they double team on Harvey Martin, and now this is a running man. This is a running back. He tries to get down, and does, and Harris did drill him. Forget that, young people, forget that.
Redskins give the ball to Mike Thomas, who swings outside, and guess who made the tackle? Cliff Harris. 3 for 3 now.
It's a contact game, there's no doubt about that. Here's that great coaching job we've been showing you this afternoon. Thomas gets outside, and here comes 43, and you know he's hot by now. Good tackle.
Sky Eye. Show you that.
Sky Eye.
5-yard pickup from Thomas. Mike Thomas was supposed to get the ball and eventually did, but he slipped down before he got started.
Pat, he's had a bad ankle most of the season. And one of the worst teams that he rushed against was always the Dallas Cowboys. They always did a great job of tackling Thomas early. He's a great running back when he's healthy, and I really don't think he's 100% yet.
Bob Brunig made that last tackle. And the Cowboys now on third down send in extra defensive backs. And in past weeks from this setup, They have blitzed somebody almost every time. See if they do it now. Doesn't look like it. Now it does. Theismann has to unload early. Randy Hughes, the blitzer, all over Theismann.
And Hughes came late. As Pat says, they like to come with this on third down. Watch the right of your screen. And Benny Barnes and Hughes arrive at almost the same time, and there's a knuckleball coming out.
From Fright, 20-0. Dallas leads Washington with 5:42 left first half. Mike Bragg comes in.
It's the most efficient squad that the Skins have had, though. They've covered these punts like a bunch of barbarians. They really have been going down under.
Butch Johnson back deep for Dallas, standing at his own 15. They're trying to block this one, and Bragg hangs another one high. Johnson signals for the fair catch at the 10. Redskins again were down in good shape. You're right. That's been the strongest part of their game so far. Bragg's punting.
Bragg's been out there a lot. All kinds of snaps. Richard Petty, you have that microphone there now? Okay, tell us a little bit about what's coming up now you were talking about.
Well, really, Phoenix this weekend, and, you know, our big race starting next season will be Daytona Beach. That's going to be the thing that everybody's pointing toward right now.
A lot of money, but it's still dangerous work for you, isn't it?
Well, I don't think it's too dangerous. These boys here limp around a lot more than I do.
Good to have you with us. Thank you for coming by.
Okay, appreciate it.
Richard Petty, one of the all-timers.
Thank you, Richard. Scott Laidlaw, the ball carrier for Dallas. And Harold McClinton made the Washington tackle.
Rick!
McDowell comes out. Curtis comes out. They'll try to let Carl Lorch rush what they think is going to be a Cowboy pass.
He's been the best pass rusher for the Skins this year, number 71.
Second down, Cowboys. This is Dorsett. He struggles for 4 or 5. McClinton and Gerard Williams make the tackle on Tony Dorsett, who hasn't been able to crack him yet.
That time Dallas caught the Redskins moving into a defensive odd man line, and Butts was standing around when the ball was snapped that time.
Looks like Harold McClinton is the injured Redskin who's down. Number 53 is on the far side of the field. Mike Curtis has already started to come in.
Boy, McClinton has to be hitting because that's the big position in pro football right now is your MLB. He should lead your team in tackles. They protect them as well as they can. Thinking of Berge and great middle linebackers around.
This one here, Brunig. Jack Reynolds. See how McClinton got hurt. There he is.
Watch the left part of your screen where it's circled. Again, the Redskin defense was sort of caught shifty. Looks like he just caught it the right leg when he was turning Tony D down.
Just buckled at the last minute. And McClinton is still being administered to. We'd remind you again that Britt and Irv and Jane and Jimmy the Greek and George Allen are all here with the NFL today. They'll have highlights of this game and the Detroit-Denver game, and we'll have a chance to visit with them.
George Allen locked himself up again last night, went over movies just like he's still the coach. He still feels like it's a game tomorrow, right?
There they are. It's relaxing. I guess. Looks like they're relaxing.
Some ballpark, though, isn't it?
Oh, also. That's some room where they do that show from. And not a bad facility where we work from at all.
You're only saying that because they have the best barbecued beef in the country here.
Oh, my goodness. I don't eat for 3 days till we get here. The Mixed Team Golf Championship, Saturday, December the 2nd, Sunday, December the 3rd, 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
What do you mean by mixed team?
Well, I mean there's one female and one male.
That's just wondered. Thought you maybe met a 15 handicapper with a pro or something.
Harold McClinton checks out. Mike Curtis will take his place. 20-0. The Dallas Cowboys over the Redskins. Dallas has the football, 3rd and 2. 4.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Butch Johnson in motion. The fake to Laidlaw. The throw is to Billy Joe Dupree. It'll be a Dallas first down, and down he goes. Dave Butts, one of the tacklers, along with Chris Hamburger.
Roger really knows the offensive line is going to give him time, though. Watch him this time. Look first for Tony Hill deep, then Dorsett short, and finally decides I'll hit Dupree, who is hooking up. Now watch how long Roger studies this receivers. No. I still got a little time. I think I'll just squeeze off the round right there. And there's B.J. Offensive line's doing a great job for him.
He had a lot of time, and when you give him that much time, he's going to beat you. Almost any NFL quarterback will. Washington now in a 3-man front. They'll give this to Laidlaw. Mike Curtis wraps him up early. Laidlaw is already over 100 yards. He's carried 10 times for 103.
Their defense is still strapping it to Dallas pretty hard, though. Yep. You know, it's some of the hardest tackling. There's never a solo tackle right now. There are about 5 skins in on each and every one of them.
Cowboys lead 20-0. Clock running at just over 3 minutes left to play before the half. And speaking of the halftime, in addition to the NFL today, they have one of the great halftime shows. Dallas Civic Chorus. Staubach goes for Tony Hill, and Tony got tangled up with Gerard Williams, and the strike from Staubach is out of the strike zone, a little high.
Jake Scott had the corner covered pretty well. Number 13 was really covering the corner, and if the ball is thrown pretty well, Jake Scott might have had it. Let's see what happened to number 35. Going to set up and try to help out the quarterback. Low blocked help a little bit. Newhouse is one of the best at that, by the way, in the league.
It's like Laidlaw is being administered to on the sidelines right now. It's like an equipment problem, though, not a physical one.
Staubach is 6 of 10 for 144 yards and a TD.
He operates from the shotgun now. Takes off. Has the first down. Outside the 35 to the 38.
And look who caught him. Dave Butts at 280 pounds from behind.
Scrambling Roger Staubach.
From the shotgun. Fitzgerald comes back and sets up looking for anybody that might filter through. I think Roger had an idea when to run the entire... Now watch 65 from behind. Great effort by Butts.
Roger pretty good move on.
He was a heck of a defensive back, you know, back in high school in Ohio.
Super athlete, yeah. Baseball player, basketball player.
Gin rummy player.
Good athlete. 2 minutes to go in the first half at Texas Stadium in Dallas. The Cowboys have dominated entirely, and they lead with 2 minutes to go, 20-0. Dallas 20, Washington nothing. 2 minutes to go first half.
I'm looking at some stats over there. The Cowboys have 154 yards unofficially rushing now and 144 yards passing for right at 200 in the first half total offense. Well, I guess that's the reason it's 20-0.
Scott Laidlaw has over 100. On first down. The draw to Preston Pearson is not successful. By the way, Harold McClinton's back in the game.
What's
again.
He doing in there on first down?
I don't know. Said a minute ago that Laidlaw had some kind of a problem. I couldn't tell what it was. It looked like it was an equipment problem, but maybe he was hurt. The throw is just over the fingertips of Drew Pearson, covered by Joe Lavender.
Coy Bacon put a pretty good shot on number 12. Is up and healthy, but number 80 can do it to you if he knows you're going to pass. He'll tow it from the outside and come pretty hard. Can the Redskins turn it around? Can they go in at halftime and regroup? It looks like Dallas may have lost a little zip this last series.
Pat Donovan, the regular left tackle for Dallas, is out of the lineup at the moment with a pulled groin muscle. Andy Frederick has taken his place. Shotgun underneath Coy Bacon. Still no place to go, and Coy Bacon still, he's underneath. Staubach is still on his feet. And finally throws. Almost picked off, and perhaps it was, by Gerard Williams. Roger Staubach did an amazing job to stay on his feet, and now it's called incomplete. He was out of bounds, I think.
Was Coy Bacon after him or not, huh?
Twice.
Coy Bacon working against Frederick. It'll be to the left of your screen. Now watch how quick number 80 shows up. Here's the first time Coy and Roger get together. Now Butts gets a little bit. Lorch gets some, and here's Coy getting hit number 2.
Back up again.
Roger's still cool, isn't he? Just out of bounds.
Out of bounds. And we'll see Danny White in the Dallas Cowboys' first punt. Direction of Tony Green, and he puts up the hand for the fair catch. And wisely so, as Thomas Henderson was staring him in the face.
I'll rephrase my question. Do you think the Redskins can go in at halftime and maybe turn it around? Does it look like Dallas has lost a little of that intensity?
It does to me.
They were even sloppy on that punt thing.
The Dallas defense, however, has played extremely well. The offense looks like it's lost a little of that spark. Both teams have all of their timeouts left, 3. Washington ball at their own 24. A minute, 15 seconds left before the half.
There's no Jurgensen to call on now. I wonder if Billy Kilmer might come on in the second half.
That, I suppose, is a very definite possibility, as Theismann's been running for his life. And look out, Randy White chasing. Theismann throws high. Randy White had his hand around his collar, but still good.
Danny Buggs had fallen down or something because he was like on his knees, and Theismann has no time to throw flutter balls. He's got to really zip it when he's on the move like that.
Hasn't been a particularly good first half for one Joe Theismann. 1 completion, 9 yards.
Guess if you're the second quarterback, maybe you don't want to come in.
Billy Kilmer is standing down by the Redskin bench. Don't know exactly where she's standing. Riggins breaks a couple of tackles, and somebody's hurt. Riggins has a first down. Dennis Thurman was one of the hitters. And Riggins points to something that might have happened. I don't know who the injured Cowboy is yet. I'll tell you in a second. I see Charlie Waters and Randy Hughes and Cliff Harris. It is Mark Washington.
Riggins came in with 23 catches and, of course, 823 yards rushing, and early in the season really carried this team literally with 100-yard days rushing and 75 to 100 in passing. A great all-purpose football player, and when he stays healthy, he can really play for you. You can really build an offense. Yeah, he's big. Probably not as big as when he first came in, but he must carry 225, 230 around there.
At least. Yeah, he was about 245 at one time. Broke all of Gale Sayers' records at Kansas. That's Mark Washington. Jack Pardee has had his conversation with Joe Theismann.
Riggins has 1 catch for 12 yards, the play you just saw. And Thompson has 1 for 4 yards. 2 for 10 for 21 yards for the aerial game.
Mark Washington had a bad knee and had been playing with difficulty. We get the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 Central and Pacific. The LA Times 500 and the world's strongest men.
What are they doing this time, the strongest men again?
The wrist roll.
Is that some kind of a... They must be rolling something heavy up, but that's all I know. Those guys are mammoth.
Mark Washington is up and walking and now trotting. Anytime you see that, that's your town.
My hometown, and Roger Staubach went to NMMI. We got
to what?
do pretty good sign work. That's the military school.
Oh.
They used to get all the good dates around the big dance time, you know.
I mean, the guys at the military school.
They love those uniforms.
Theismann under pressure is down. In the grasp of Harvey Martin, who came inside, and Randy White went out.
12th sack for Harvey Martin, number 79. Again, he's a great finesse pass rusher, and when he has a bad knee, it really affects him. He doesn't overpower anybody. He fools you.
49 seconds left to play before halftime. Dallas 20, Washington nothing. Again, Theismann has to go up side, and he is hit by Danny White and Ed Jones at the same time, and Gene Fugate has the ball knocked loose by Charlie Waters. Theismann is down. He was really caught on a sandwich right at the last second just before he let the ball go. And he is in obvious pain.
Let's see if the slow motion carries it. Number 7, the quarterback, he's setting up. Randy White's after him. Looks like Ed Jones might have hit him right in the rib cage.
With Randy White supplying the pressure from the other side, and that's Theismann. He really took a shot. And there's our man.
Former UCLA tailback, and he may have to run a little bit today. There he is. That's his warm-up. He threw some gum off the field.
And it wobbled.
But somebody caught it, right? Kilmer has only thrown 36 passes, completed 15, and he was on George Allen's composite quarterback list, wasn't he?
The leadership, and you certainly couldn't find any fault with that.
And heart. I think that was one of the areas that Billy Kilmer was always strong in, huh?
It still is. Coach Jack Pardee, who did such a good coaching job with the Chicago Bears and with the Orlando team in the WFL when nobody knew if they'd get paid or not, and didn't, I guess. And before that was the great player with the Rams and Redskins, and there is Billy Kilmer.
Kilmer's got 3 touchdowns, a couple of interceptions. He might have an idea because he's played some great football against Dallas over the years. Remember a couple of years ago he had 3 TD passes and beat Dallas late in the year on a must situation.
Mm-hmm. Theismann looks like it's not serious.
And that was not a late hit or a cheap shot. That was just 2 linemen that made contact with the quarterback.
Down to 42 seconds left on the scoreboard clock. Redskins have 2 Cowboys, have 2 timeouts left, and so do the Cowboys. Billy Kilmer then, the quarterback. Randy White almost got him before he could hand it off. But Mike Thomas breaks a couple of tackles, gets outside the 40 or to about the 42 before Cliff Harris brought him down. Kilmer just barely got rid of the football.
White was biting him on the right foot, and he'd already handed the ball off. I wonder what Billy said to Randy White.
There's Joe Theismann, who seems to be okay.
There's nothing worse than having all the air knocked out of you, you know, by somebody who weighs about 285.
He does seem to be okay. It'll be 4th down Redskins. 25 seconds to go in the first half. Dallas leads 20-0. Don't forget at the half, we'll join Brent, Jane, Nerve, and their 2 friends on either side there, Jimmy DeGreek and George Allen. Get their opinions of what's been an awesome show, really, by Dallas. As a rule, people don't like to play on the Thanksgiving Day game because you only get the 4 days to prepare. But after it's over, you got 10 days to rest. And that's a plus.
And Dallas has New England next, right?
Here. Mike Bragg's punt is almost hit by Guy Brown. Takes a little Dallas bounce. The Redskins down it. Mark Murphy was there. And the Cowboys will take over with 1 timeout remaining. Mark Washington, the word is, had the wind knocked out of him. He also suffered a bruised back. He'll be checked at the half, along with Pat Donovan and Jethro Pugh.
Kilmer is putting back on his working hat.
That's a Ron McDowell cap.
Dancing bear insignia on it. You want to see a pass rush, you may get one out of Coy Bacon this time. I don't know what Roger's going to do for 15 seconds.
I imagine he'll just hand it off and run it out. We let him do that. That'll be it for the first half at Texas Stadium. And the score, the Dallas Cowboys 20, the Redskins nothing. And Tom, before we go to the halftime, and Brent, what were your impressions?
In Milwaukee, I thought I'd seen the greatest professional football team together, and I think we have seen it again this afternoon. Dallas is really a super team.
One more half to go, but right now let's join Brent Musburger.